Formula One. It's a funny old game. The power, the glory, the fireproof pants. In global financial terms, it's a sport whose turnover is bigger than football and baseball and basketball put together, citation needed. Yet, in the video game world, it's often wallowed in the pre-played bargain bin. Since 2008, however, the steering wheel has been grabbed by a very firm pair of hands, and year on year, the franchise is being steered in a much better direction. Gear change for F1 2013. When Codemasters carjacked the official license from Sony, they packed the racing pedigree that helped make Colin McRae a household name in households that didn't even know what rallying actually was. They'd been walking the line between simulator and arcade for nearly 10 years of rallying and Toka racing games. And the depth of that understanding, that the need for speed has to be coupled with a need for comprehensive technical accuracy, seems to have really coalesced with this latest instalment. I mean, it's not rocket science, it's close. The key to getting Formula One right is downforce. Rockets are all about upforce. Apart from that, very similar. Ask any franchise holder. With annual titles, the work never stops. Before the 2011 game is boxed and shipped, development of the 2012 game is well underway. Before the 2012 game is boxed and shipped, you get the idea with that. So the fact that F1 2013 looks so different and has a whole pit lane full of new ways to play is an extraordinary achievement. The art appears to have had a major overhaul, making these incredible open-wheel racers with their aerodynamic fins, cuts and shiny skin even more pretty to look at. As are the menus and loading screens and the faces of your motorsport heroes. Handsome, not pretty. Sorry, Nico Rosberg. Grand Prix mode, where you can just drop in and drive Quantum Leap style, makes a welcome return, while challenge-based medal harvesting playability is positively encouraged in Scenario. Young Driver Test, the 300-mile-per-hour equivalent of parallel parking and reversing around a corner, and far more fun than that sounds, has been deepened as well, meaning learning is fun. But possibly the biggest development for this game, the thing that is the most new about it, is the stuff that is old. The most common question asked of Codemasters in recent years has been, when can we race in classic cars in the era of Mansell, Prost and Hakkinen? Well, the answer is now. Easily my favourite innovation for F1 2013 is classic mode. Cars, drivers and circuits of the 80s and 90s are beautifully recreated. But it's not just an exercise in misty-eyed nostalgia with an Instagram filter. Oh no, the sound of the cars, the handling of the cars, the quality of the circuits, even the graphic styling of the HUD, everything immerses you in a golden era of Formula One racing. And this mode alone, brilliantly also available in online multiplayer, is worth the price of the game. Alongside movies like Rush and Senna, it seems the game has jacked into a hunger for vintage racing action among gamers of a certain age. While the game has this brilliant look in the historic rearview mirror, the attention to detail for the modern grid is not neglected. Naturally, the reason the game has 2013 in its name compared to the forward-looking 2014s of other sport titles is that the teams and drivers of this season are represented. So you can wave your finger as champion Vettel, or wave your finger at him as one of his bitter rivals. Pick a finger. There's an old saying, what's the difference between a footballer and a racing driver? It takes two balls to be a racing driver. Sexist, yes, but this game really reflects and ignites that fight and flight instinct. Whether or not it will challenge FIFA, Madden and NBA for ubiquity isn't clear, but in my opinion, Formula One 2013 is one of the best and most accessible sports simulators ever made.